Final news topic of the week, and this is something, again, retro-related, John, which I think you're still staggered and amazed by it. What's going on?
My God. Okay. This is this is absolutely nuts. So, all right. Mortal Kombat 2, huge fighting game, absolutely awesome game, but one that I would say has never truly received a great home conversion. It received good home conversions, but not great. Part of this was down to like when the initial consoles came out. Well, the consoles that it initially came out for, Super NES, Genesis, and the like, they were not going to be able to handle this game correctly. So they're naturally going to be watered down. But then we got Sega Saturn and PS1 versions, although I think the PS1 was only in Japan, that were also just not nearly as good as the arcade version. They were missing stuff. The sound was nerfed. There was a lot of loading, just not great stuff. And then comes along this guy that goes by 3DO HD, who just randomly dropped. He's been working on it for 2 years, but he just dropped the full version of Mortal Kombat 2 for the 3DO. So the 3DO, the Trip Hawkins platform, many people identified it as Panasonic, but there was the Sanyo Gold Star models as well. But this was a system that existed between like Super NES, Genesis, and like PlayStation. And it didn't live that long because it launched at a very high price. But one thing I would say is that back then and now, so as somebody that owns a 3DO, it's actually sitting right under there, under the TV. It always struggled with 2D games. Most 2D games in the system run at 30 FPS or worse. Capcom did manage to get Super Street Fighter 2 running at 60, but it has plenty of slowdown, and they took out the parallax background, so it only has the line scrolling floor. And Samurai Showdown was like 20 to 30 FPS. Crystal Dynamics did that. Gex was 20 to 30 FPS. I never thought highly of the actual 2D capabilities of the system. So it surprised me when I played this version of the game with the arcade sprites and backgrounds. They're huge on screen, by the way, because the actual resolution is a little lower than the arcade, so the sprites look gigantic. And it just runs at a perfect 60 frames per second. The loading times from a burnt disc, no less, is super quick. Like, it's almost as fast as the cartridge versions of this game. There's no pausing when Shang Tsung transforms at the end, which was also outstanding. There's a ton of modes and Easter eggs in here. Like, my favorite is like, there's, the babalities from Mortal Kombat, right? Mm-hmm. There's one you can do where it's like, it turns them into Gex, and it's like babality ? And it gets replaced with reality using the Panasonic like REAL real logo in there. And of course, Gex being kind of associated with the 3DO, it works. It's a deep cut for 3DO fans, I would say. But I mean, what can I say? Like, having such a smooth, pause-free 60 FPS port of a game like MK2 running on the 3DO like this, I genuinely did not think the 3DO could do this. This is so far beyond anything that we have ever seen on the 3DO in terms of 2D performance that it's staggering.
Wow.
I kid you not. Like, I could not believe it when I was playing this for the first time on my CRT here. Like, the sound, the presentation, the fluidity, it's honestly like mind-blowing for the 3DO. And it is now, I would say, the best home conversion of Mortal Kombat 2 to date.
On the 3DO.
On the 3DO.
Or the 3DO, as we used to call it back in the day. Yeah, wow. I don't know what to say. It's kind of random, isn't it? It's kind of the sort of thing that it's kind of amazing that it's happened, but there's no real reason for it to have happened whatsoever, really, is there?
No, it's just the guy that made it freaking loves the 3DO, and he's like, I'm going to make this. And he did. I guess his name is Sean, actually. Yeah, so Sean. This guy called Sean, man, he's got a little Ko-Fi thing up as well. Like, this is one of those times where I'm like, okay, I want to support this dude because this is just incredible. And I hope it stays up without issue because, man, just what a brilliant piece of software engineering.
Yeah, but it's kind of baffling because, to come up with a 2D engine that basically outperforms anything that ever came before on that particular platform. It's baffling.
I know. Oh my gosh, I forgot about the Trip Hawkins thing too. The whole toasty thing they always did in Mortal Kombat. Mm-hmm. They got one like that, but it's Trip Hawkins. popping up. It's so full of stuff like that. And yes, it is baffling how they were able to build this. I genuinely didn't expect it, and it makes me want to look more deeply into the 3DO homebrew scene right now. If anything, it's clear that the 3DO had a lot more grunt to it than we expected. I mean, there was a Tomb Raider home conversion. I guess they ported OpenLAR to 3DO. It's not super smooth, but it's still playable. I actually think that with this release, we're seeing a 3DO that stomps a hole in what the Atari Jaguar could do.
Wow.
Sorry, Jaguar fans. And frankly, the fact that it outdoes what we got on PlayStation and Saturn is even more impressive, because those versions had more loading, and due to memory limitations, like on Saturn, it looks good, but it's missing so much of the sound in this game. Like, the sound is completely neutered. It may as well be mute. And I think that was due to lack of memory or something from the development team, apparently. So somehow they managed to get it all in here. I'm going to look more into this, because I would like to understand what he's done technically to make this possible, because the 3DO really isn't designed to do this kind of stuff. At least I thought it was not, and no developers really pulled it off before.